many times the partners don't recognize that when you take a company to sale, there's a lot of things that need to be done. So you want to make sure that you allow yourself not to be rushed so that the value creation is tremendous across all those avenues.
Welcome back to our Happy Rainmakers series, where point one can make a difference. I am joined by Nancy Schwartz, who is the founder of Envision Healthy Retirement. One of the things that we've talked about together before that a lot of the lawyers and law firms that I talk with might be able to use a little education on is succession planning. I know that that's something that you have a lot of expertise with. I sometimes find that people don't leave themselves quite as much time as you think would be a good idea.
Yes, exactly that. So when you're working with an individual, that's a different story than if you're working in a firm. And so firms require a lot of strategy and tactical moves, but they also require time. So what does that mean? So typically it's run by a lead managing partner or someone who is running the whole entity. And so the question is, from a succession point of view, okay, so are we going to groom somebody from the inside to grow into that role? And maybe you're going to groom 3 or 4 and see how it coalesces. Or maybe it's something that you may hire someone who would be absolutely fabulous in that role. Or maybe it's a point of view of the fact, okay, now it's time for sale. It's time for liquidity. But in any of those cases, not only do we have to prepare the individuals who will be taking the operating roles of it, but we have to prepare the firm, because many times the partners don't recognize that when you take a company to sale, there's a lot of things that need to be done so that the partners get the most top value and retain the clients and retain all the employees and the partners, et cetera. So you want to make sure that you allow yourself not to be rushed and to make an immediate, first buyer may not be quite as good as what you really are aspiring for, so that the value creation is tremendous across all those avenues.
Now, in my experience, it sometimes seems like this is an afterthought for law firms and their lawyers, and sometimes they don't understand how long it will take. But I'm often asked to help them find a partner from the outside who is going to take over. Do you have any advice for how long it's going to take, or what time from them might be needed to help that work out the best possible way?
In terms of bringing someone in the search world, it's typically a year to do a full scope, depending on the requirements of the firm. But also remember, we want to retain all our clients too. So there's also a walkthrough of all those clients. And then there is also the point of view of the internal. Do the internal individuals love this individual, and what can we do to make that happen? And then also it's a point of view of making sure that the exit CEO, managing partner, whatever their titling is, chairman, et cetera, stays with that company. So there's history. So yeah, a lot of moving parts. So again, we're back to, we need the grace of time to be able to execute that. And there's nothing worse than pushing something like this, because clients can feel it, partners can feel it, the outside markets can feel it. Like, it feels like you're dumping something. We want to get rid of it. No, that's not what we want, but that's the intention that's set there. And so you want to have that liquidity, that ease, that the market is extremely receptive to what you're building in this succession plan.
Do you have any words of advice for maybe a firm that hasn't really thought through these issues and needs to get started?
these conversations are difficult. People don't want to step aside. People are happy in their role. Why can't I stay here forever? But the truth of the matter is that all firms deserve to have active leadership. And so that's so important for all the boards and also the managing partners, really sit down and lay out a roadmap. So, okay, we'll address this in 5 years, or okay, we'll address this when so and so gets XYZ old, this type of thing. But it is so important not to jump through this, but to be very methodical in planning for the success for everyone.
I think those are very wise words. Thank you very much for being with us today, Nancy. I'm sure a lot of firms can follow your guidelines and have a much smoother succession. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jen.